G'day cobbers, welcome back to the bush. In this episode of Lockyard's Four Driving, we'll be pitting solid ice blocks versus party ice. What's going to keep your beverages cooler for longer in your cooler or Esky? So, let's get into it. So we've got our thermocouple data logger here, and we've got a couple of drinks which we're going to bung into the Eskies with a solid block of ice and the party ice, and we'll see which one lasts the longest and keeps our drinks the coldest. Two drinks with a thermocouple probe running right down the centre there. So, let's have a look at the setup. The fairest way to do this would be to go by weight. So I've got my solid block of ice here. And that's coming in at 1,190 grams. So I'll take a photograph of it so you can have a look. So I'm going to put the same amount of party ice in the second Esky. So let's put this in to our first Esky. We've got that right down the bottom there. Oops. And then we'll just put our two drinks on top and shut him up. That's it. That's job done for that one. And we'll put him into channel 1 for our block ice. Rightio. Now we'll go and get the party ice. Okay, so we've got a container on top, and I'll tear that out. There we go. Now we'll just start shoveling it in. And we got 1,190. There's our marker. Not sure I'll get it all in. Oh, yep, we're over the mark now. So I'll go back to 1,190. Beautiful, we're there now. I'll just take a quick photograph so you can see it properly. Righto, now with that done, I'll just pop him into the Esky. And we'll pop the cans on top, close up the little Esky, and we'll put that into channel 2. Make sure that's all sealed up. Beautiful. And finally, I might actually log the ambient as well. We'll have a look at that afterwards. So I'll plug that into channel 3. Rightio. So it's about 19.2 degrees in here. Okay, so I'll set it going now. Okay, so we've got the timer going. And we'll see you all 3 days from now. I'll set the recording going on the data logger.
A few moments later.
Okay, so it's been 3 days. Turn the recorder off. And we're sitting at 11 and 14 degrees Celsius. Now I'll take the camera off. Excuse the motion sickness, and we'll have a look what's inside there. So this was the party ice. And yeah, they're just swimming in water there. What about the block ice? Yep, block ice is also swimming in water, so we're fully defrosted. Now, let's grab the data out of the data logger and look what happened. And here we have it, the one you've all been waiting for, the party ice versus block ice graph. Now we've got the temperature in degrees Celsius here, ranging from 0 right through to 25 degrees Celsius, because don't forget, I was logging ambient as well. Now the astute amongst you will notice there was only 2 days worth of data here, and we actually logged for 3 days because on the third day, well, nothing much happened other than it was inching towards the ambient. Now we've got the block ice here, and we started a little bit below 5 degrees Celsius, and we sort of hovered around 6 to 7 degrees Celsius, slowly worked our way up to about 7.5 to 8 degrees Celsius, and then it started melting. Don't forget, this is the can temperature, and that's the important one really, isn't it? So we go right down to here, and we peaked on about 18 hours in at noon or thereabouts with a minimum temperature of about 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, and then it started inching up towards ambient and just kept going back towards ambient from the right hand side of the screen there. That's a bit I cut off. Now the party ice, it started a little bit warmer, and then it actually got a little bit colder, but only a degree or so, and then it shot north again, and then it was actually warmer than the block ice. But look at the two minimums here. So our minimum for our block ice was actually lower in temperature than the party ice, and it was also got about an additional 3 or 4 hours of cold temperatures before it started shooting back up towards ambient with the block ice than the party ice. So your choice, well, my choice will be, if you can get a hold of it, is actually the block ice. And the reason for that is it has less surface area. So it's exposed less to the ambient air that's making it melt. So therefore it's going to melt more slowly and give you additional time to keep your drinks cold. But availability is an issue. Sometimes party ice is available. Well, it is in my local area from every single service station you go to, but block ice, not so much. I seem to be able to get more block ice in regional areas for some reason, whether I be in Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland, or maybe even outback Western Australia. But party ice, available everywhere. So if you can get hold of it, that's what I'll be using from now on, block ice. So what do we think in the end? Block ice versus party ice? Well, for me, it's block ice every time. That's if you can get it. Almost the same temperature for a longer duration. So, bit of a no-brainer if you can find it. Anyway, guys, now if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't, by all means, give it a thumbs down. Not once, not thrice, but twice. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one. So if you've enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell icon. It's really important to us and you won't miss out on our future content. Now, if you want to support the channel, by all means, consider becoming a patron on Patreon and you get things like early access to our videos on YouTube. Either way, we hope to see you out on the tracks.